Calm down, take your seats. We went from being ahead of schedule to behind schedule. But I'm used to this, so no problem. Welcome back. Our next segment will be a panel discussion on how is New Jersey Department of Transportation addressing safety. Panelists, please come up and have a seat. They've already done it. It's in my script. I read what I'm supposed to read. I will be the moderator for the panel. Each panelist will be introduced and will speak briefly about how their respective unit addresses roadside safety in the work they perform. Once they have all addressed safety within their area of responsibility, I will ask the panel group a series of safety questions, followed by your questions, time permitting. We did good in the first part. Hopefully we'll do good in the second part of this morning. Our first panelist to speak is the Director of Statewide Planning, Andrew Swords, who provided the welcoming remarks. Please give another warm welcome to Director Swords.
Thank you, David, and I will try not to wear out my welcome. All right. I'm going to practice the technology here. Okay. All right, it works. Awesome. So I'm going to just spend a few minutes talking about some of the overall trends in safety and sort of setting the stage for the additional presentations that we have today. One of the things I want to note, and Dr. Curry mentioned this morning, we have some significant safety challenges in New Jersey. You can see the trend in fatalities over the past 20 years or so. And overall, there's been kind of a downward trend, but if you notice toward the right, there were some significant increases during COVID. COVID really hit us hard. But if you look further on the right, over here, you can see that the fatalities from 2022 to 2023, we have data from the state police that tracks every day. You can look a year past and a year back from that. Initial indications, as the commissioner mentioned, are looking good. However, we can't really count on this as being, that we're out of the woods. We still have daylight savings time coming up. We have to see how the rest of the year looks, but initial trends for the current year are looking good. I want to talk a little bit more about the safe systems approach that Robert Clark mentioned earlier, because this is really important for us, because this is a core of the new federal approach to safety. And Robert mentioned all of these different categories around the wheel here: safe vehicles, safe speeds, safe roads. Safe roads is really kind of where a lot of our infrastructure work lives. Post-crash care, that kind of goes into what Dr. Curry was talking about with the work going on in, partly actually it happens with incident management, but then also in the medical, in hospitals as well. Safe road users. But I think part of what I want to clarify here, there are some principles to the safe systems approach that we all kind of need to take to heart, and this is something we're going to be working with in our area. Death and serious injuries are unacceptable. Humans make mistakes. Humans are vulnerable. Responsibility is shared. Safety is proactive, and redundancy is crucial. So we can't just take one little segment of the pie and think that we're done. We need to work with other partners, and I think there's going to be some additional work going on with Dr. Curry. There's other work, and you'll see this as we proceed, how in safety we are not just sticking to the infrastructure side. There are now 5 E's that we have in safety. There's the traditional engineering side, there's education, there's enforcement, there's emergency response, and the 5th E is equity. So this is really, we have to look at all of these as we move forward with safety. So the next piece here is I want to talk a little bit about how our federal highway safety improvement program has evolved to meet our challenges. So if we go back 10, 15 years ago, we were having some difficulty in authorizing enough of the HSIP money. What we've been able to do over the past few years is to really increase the diversity of the categories of the projects that we look at. We are no longer just doing single hotspot projects. We have begun to look at systemic and systematic projects where we can use our data to identify multiple areas, multiple locations that share the same characteristics and apply similar treatments to them. And you're going to be hearing more about these in some of the other panelists that we have. So some of these things, include vegetation safety management. Kurt's going to be talking more about that. There's a great deal going on with technology as well. Hiren's going to be mentioning that as well. So one thing you can see is over the past several years, we've greatly increased the amount of HSIP funding that we've been able to authorize. And that's been a partnership with our safety area, working with project management, and also working closely with Division of Local Aid, the metropolitan planning organizations. We've really ramped up the local safety projects as well. Okay, so in terms of a little bit more about these systematic and systemic projects, what we're doing is spending more time on these because it's really a more proactive approach. So on the systematic side, we're doing centerline rumble strips, vegetation safety management. We're also looking at mid-block crosswalk improvements. Every approved mid-block crosswalk, we're looking to make improvements there. So, and then in addition to that, on the systemic side, there's high friction surface treatment, which is very, very helpful. Roundabouts are one of the proven safety countermeasures from Federal Highway. We have a horizontal curve safety sign program and a wrong way program. So again, we're moving beyond just doing solving hotspot problems at specific locations. We still do that, but we also have to move beyond that into systemic and systematic improvements. I want to talk a little bit about what our focus areas are in moving forward, because as we know, one thing we learned in safety is we cannot rest on our laurels. Even if we think that the signs are we're getting better, we cannot count on that continuing without a comprehensive and thorough and committed approach to move forward. So one of these is we let data continue to drive our work. Our Federal Highway Safety Improvement Program is data-driven. We will let that continue to drive what we do and help us to figure out where we need to focus. So if you see on the pie chart on the left, of course, the green part of it for drivers, that's going to be a big piece, but we also need to remember, for example, the pedestrian side is a very substantial number of our fatalities, unfortunately. And then in addition to that, protect vulnerable users. That's a key feature of our work. It was anyway, but now we also are doing a vulnerable road user assessment that we are providing to Federal Highway, and that's going to be a cornerstone of our work moving forward. And then I also have to note that our ongoing work with partners is critical. This came up at the Safety Summit yesterday, and it will be everything we do with our partners on the federal level, on the state side, our metropolitan planning organizations, our transportation management associations, the TMAs. There are boots on the ground for the Safe Routes to School and a lot of other work. And also noting here on the lower left, the DOT Local Aid Resource Center. That's really important because it connects to all our counties and municipalities, and they're critical partners because they own a lot of the roadways in New Jersey. The other thing you can look out for is we're going to have a safety resource center. There's going to be a website that's going to be a one-stop coming on that as well. believe it or not, I'm almost done. So the last thing I want to point is just sort of say, how do we get to the next level? We're doing a lot more than we were a few years ago, but we need to do better. As we know, safety is going to be an ongoing challenge for us, and we need the help of everyone in this room. We need researchers to help with further data-driven research. One of the bedrock pieces of information we have is the Federal Highway Proven Safety Countermeasures. You can see some of them here. There's a lot more that can be done in these areas to help us better analyze what the problems are, come up with cost-effective solutions, and work with our partners. So there are opportunities for researchers to, some of it is actually not, may be not very glamorous. There's things that can be done to improve how we do road safety audits. Maybe we can do a better job with our rumble strips. There's more that we need to do with backplates in New Jersey, certainly. But also, there may be opportunities to come up with new approaches that we haven't even thought of yet. And that's a key part of research as well. So I think that's it for me. And I wanted to say the rest, sorry. Moving forward, you're going to hear a lot more specific information from our panelists, and I think you'll see the diversity of work going on and the commitment that they have to improve safety. So thank you.
Thank you. Our second panelist is Syed Kazmi, who is the Section Chief of the Division of Traffic Engineering. Mr. Kazmi has 24 years of core traffic engineering experience in managing projects within the most highly congested, I can't believe it, areas of New Jersey for the Department of Transportation. Syed has a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering and a Master's of Science in Transportation. Please give a warm welcome to Section Chief Syed Kazmi.
Thank you, everyone. Most of you from DOT probably know me from the very first day I've been in traffic engineering, and it's my 25th year. And today I'll be presenting two features that Division of Engineering came up last year, and we implemented on Route 129 and Lalor intersection that took a national attention for the most unsafe intersection in the United States, and we've been contacted through our Office of Community Relations. And but the features I'm going to present today, they were in the planning for a couple of years, but once that issue came up, it was a perfect opportunity for us to present those features to Commissioner and to the locals. And the two features that I'm going to present, they are more interactive in nature, and they collect data from vehicles and also detect the behavior of pedestrians and make real-time changes in traffic signal timings. So let me go from here. Okay. The first feature is, we call it, it's automatic red clearance extension feature, which mitigates red light running crashes. I'll go further deeper into these features once this is just introduction. And it mitigates vehicle to pedestrian conflicts, vehicle to bicycle conflicts. The second feature I'll be presenting is a passive pedestrian detection. This feature accommodates pedestrians with different walking speeds, monitor pedestrian presence within crosswalk and sidewalks, and I'm pretty sure everyone is aware of the touchless button that's installed during COVID era. And before I get into this red light extension feature, it is important to know how severe that issue is across our nation. The statistics in 2021, we had almost 127,000 injuries. We have about 1,100 fatalities. It's like 3 fatality a day. That's a big number. And okay, this is the basic setup for our red light. I mean, the red clearance extension, automatic red clearance extension. I have something here, notes here. What you see in the red zone is it's a detection area, and what you see in the yellow is also an advanced detection area at the intersection. As we all know that most of our traffic signal crashes occur in this red zone at signalized intersection. The core issue is why do we have those accidents? I mean, we have all the technology in the world at this time, and we're still having 3 fatalities a day. We took a very different approach. Of course, there is this advancement in technology, and we took a little different. We think, and with our engineer, the core issue is the common arrival time in this red zone. So what this feature engages and what this feature does is it changes the arrival of the 2 conflicting movements during that phase. So, regarding the yellow extension, which is we call it advanced detection, what it does is we are doing this with forward fire radar systems. It picks up the speed of the vehicle and calculates the stopping distance of that vehicle. And once we know the stopping distance of that vehicle is beyond a stop bar or beyond intersection, then we know that this vehicle is not going to stop. This will blow the light. And what this feature does is it delays the side street, which is a conflicting movement, for a few more seconds to cross this vehicle. So we prepared 2 videos in our office that would explain further how this operation works. And let's see.
Notice the green signal for Route 129 and the red signal for Layler Street. Traffic is flowing normally along Route 129. Route 129 is about to receive a yellow light. However, a southbound vehicle is about to run the red light. Follow the arrows that will appear on the upper part of the map. All approaches see a red signal for a set amount of time, which is normal operation in this instance. Notice the vehicle running the red light while the opposing traffic on Layler Street sees the green light before the vehicle has cleared the intersection. Unfortunately, traffic on Layler Street has already begun moving, resulting in a collision. Notice the green signal for Route 129 and the red signal for Layler Street. Traffic is flowing normally along Route 129. Route 129 is about to receive the yellow light. The red light will appear in about 4 seconds. However, a southbound vehicle is about to run the red light. Follow the arrows that will appear in the upper part of the map. All approaches see a red signal for a set amount of time, which is normal operation in this instance. Notice the vehicle running the red light. This time, due to the automatic red clearance extension feature, all signals are displaying red until the vehicle has completely cleared the intersection.
So this is the basic operation for red light running extension feature. And the red zone that you saw, it also provides a second layer of safety, redundancy. So if there is a vehicle at the end of any permissive phase, or maybe the late arrival at the cross section, I mean at the intersection, or maybe a bicyclist, it can extend or holds conflicting movement for a few more seconds to make sure. The goal here is to clear the box before any conflicting movement. Okay, this is the second feature that I'm going to present. This is a passive pedestrian detection system. What you see in the purple is the arriving zone. It's all detected by a 360-degree camera, and it detects the pedestrians by direction. It's not like somebody is going away from the intersection. It detects the pedestrian by direction and places the call for it. A push button at this time are basically redundant. They have no meaning, but we keep the push button in for compliance reasons and also for reassurance, and also if there is any issue with the detection system, buttons are still available. And they are also touchless buttons. What you see here is Route 129 Layler Street. What you see in the green is, it's a crosswalk area. This has also been detected. In this zone, in the green zone, we monitor the speed of the pedestrians. For some reason, if the pedestrian cannot finish their journey, it extends time for them. It holds a conflictive movement for another few seconds. Of course, it's predetermined time. It's not like someone can stand in the crosswalk and they can stand forever, but that's a predetermined time, and that can also extend the time for crosswalks, and so conflictive movement won't start. This is for all the traffic engineers, including me. And when we design a traffic signal, we collect all kind of traffic data for our traffic volume, vehicle speed, everything. What you see in the red sometimes, this data take the back seat when it comes to pedestrians. We assume that everybody is going to use the push button. We install the push button. We have 3.5 foot per second for every pedestrian in the United States. So what does this feature does is it basically compensates those assumptions. When we got onto 129 Layla Street, we have senior citizen facility on one side. We have a low income housing on one side. We have a light rail on the other side, and we have a lot of retail on the other side. I can walk 6 foot per second, but we have noticed mothers with strollers, 2 foot per second, 1 foot per second, and that's where this feature comes into play. And designing a traffic signal, I think these features are so important to be integrated in our traffic signal design. In last 15 years, we have seen the eruption of all the adaptive systems, and we implemented all over the United States. The goal was, for all the adaptive system, was to reduce travel time, having a bigger green bandwidth, and what do you call it? Okay, so almost my time is almost over. So give me one more minute. I can take some card. So these features are extremely important to be integrated into our systems, and we are also in conversation with a lot of the adaptive vendors to integrate these features into the system. So in future, you probably see a lot more into the traffic signal systems, and we will be incorporating these features. And rest of my speech probably will give you more information.
Please concentrate on the yellow highlighted cameras. In the center right camera, notice a pedestrian approaching the passive pedestrian wait zone. As the pedestrian steps into the zone, the pedestrian is detected and the zone turns green, placing a call to the signal so that the conflicting traffic stops and the walk signal is displayed. Next, in the center left camera, the pedestrian begins crossing and the crosswalk zone turns green. This continues as the pedestrian crosses to the other side. In the upper right camera, you can see the pedestrian being detected in the opposing pedestrian detection zone until the pedestrian leaves the zone and is safely across.
Syed, you just gave me an idea. We can do that with the speakers where we can put the lights. Hold the light, hold the light. No, that's very interesting, very outstanding. Very interesting. I loved watching that. Thank you, Syed. Our next panelist is Kurt McCoy. Kurt, you're done, just so you know. Sit down. No, I'm just kidding. Just bad joke. I apologize. I'll stick to the script. Supervising engineer for the Division of Operations Support. His primary duties include being the project manager of 10 to 20 active design and construction resurfacing projects. The resurfacing program typically completes $85 to $95 million in resurfacing contracts per year. Other duties include completion of maintenance work orders and that can focus on single intersection or striping upgrades. Kurt has a Bachelor of Science in Civil and Environmental Engineer and a Master's of Engineering Management. Please welcome Kurt McCoy. Stay near the mic if you can.
I'll do my best. I guess the pressure's on me to stay within my time now. Don't worry, I don't talk very much, right, guys? Well, thank you for letting me talk about some of the things that operations does. I'm Kurt McCoy. I'm a supervising engineer, and I worked for the operations unit for over 20 years, creating various roadway projects, observing new product evaluations, and overseeing construction projects. Well, there's some of the areas that operations addresses that safety. New Jersey operations, DOT operations consists of the most visible day-to-day operations that the motoring public sees every day. The maintenance crews remove roadway debris, fill the potholes, complete minor sign repairs, conduct safety service patrols for broken down cars on high-speed roadways, and completing mowing operations. Some of the areas that operations focuses on that really improves safety in the state is winter operations. As you know, winter is approaching. The operation team with private contractors are already prepared and having equipment and material ready and stockpiled to pre-treat roadways during a storm, clear the roadways, and salt the roadways to prevent icing to provide safe travel for the motoring public, even in the worst weather conditions. The area I'm going to speak further about is the vegetation management program. It's a new program that operations have taken the lead on in the coordination with various New Jersey Department of Transportation leads, utilizing HSIP funds that were talked about earlier. The program's intent is to reduce vehicle incidents off the roadway involving trees and vegetation. Our unit also does priority construction projects. I'm not going to go too much in depth with that, but you see the types of projects that we work on. These are on-call contractors that can report to an incident when it occurs, whether it's involving drainage, bridge, roadway, when guide rail and attenuators get hit, and as little as long life pavement markings if an area is requested for improved crosswalks and signage, we can get out there within a couple of days to improve an intersection when notified. Vegetation management. Why are we focusing on it? On interstate and freeways over a 10-year span, data was collected on our highways and freeways to understand how many accidents are occurring with trees. So within that span, there was 5,162 crashes that a vehicle has struck a tree. In those crashes, there was 114 fatalities. The program is slated to utilize about $3 million per year to improve safety along the state's interstates and freeways. The brush and trees will, within about 35 feet of the travel lanes, will be removed in order for vehicles to have a larger area to regain control. Our unit was able to procure funding to begin 3 contracts focusing on the vegetation management. The work will be done during the winter in order to comply with the bat restrictions and to remove vegetation close to the roadways and dead trees that are outside of the roadway. The first contract is going to be on routes 42 and part of 55 and Interstate 76, which has an average of 90 crashes per year with a total of 22 fatalities over the 10 years. Contract number 2 is on Interstate 80. It was averaging about 57 crashes per year with a total of 13 fatalities within the 10-year study. Contract number 3 will be Interstate 78. Again, it's another 57 crashes per year, so it's just like Route 80, and there's a total of 9 fatalities. So our overall goal is to get down to 0 tree-related fatalities. It's achievable, and it's a project that is very well suited for our operations maintenance groups. This program will take many years for the NJDOT to complete, and we are hoping that each year we will see the incidents, injuries, and fatalities fall until we get to 0. And that's all for me. Thank you very much. How'd I do?
Thank you, Kurt. You are our savior of the day. Our fourth panelist is Sangaran Vijaya Kumar, who is a Program Management Specialist 3 for the Department of Transportation. Sangaran is managing over 15 transportation infrastructure improvement projects in various phases, including concept development, preliminary engineering, final design, and construction. He has been with the Division of Project Management for over 12 years. Let's give a warm welcome to Dr. Sangaran Vijaya Kumar.
Thank you. Good morning. Yeah, my job. Good morning. I'm a project manager with the capital program. My job is to deliver projects. So today I'm going to talk about how the NJDOT is addressing safety in capital projects. So here is the outline for my project, my presentation. So first I'm going to talk about the capital project delivery process, and then I will give some project examples for safety projects. So here is the NJDOT's project delivery process. Most of you know this process. So there are 5 phases here. Problem screening, concept development, preliminary engineering, final design, and construction. So the limited scope projects may skip the PE phase. Most of the project development work happens within the concept development. We perform several safety-related activities in concept development, and I'm going to talk about that on my next slide. So these are the key safety-related activities we perform during concept development. So the project team, including designers, NJDOT SMEs, and external stakeholders, review safety management data. The purpose is to see whether this project is ranked high on the SMS. The project team will review crash data. The project team will also review crash analysis and review crash diagram. Based on the analysis, the project team will identify the project team also identify substandard design elements to check to see if the substandard design elements contribute to any crashes. Based on the analysis, the project team will identify feasible safety improvements and include them in a project. So here's examples. I have 5 examples to go through. I'll go quickly. This is a implementation of road diet as part of a pavement resurfacing project. It is Route 26, Cox Road in Nassau Street in New Brunswick, North Brunswick, Middlesex County. As part of the project, we included several safety features, but I'm going to highlight the road diet component. What you see there is the construction has been completed for the project. So what you see, the photo shows the pre-construction condition. As you see, the roadway has a total of 4 travel lanes and on-street parking on either side. So here is the post-construction condition. So the 4 travel lanes will be reduced to 3 travel lanes, and then we added bicycle lanes to the road. The on-street parking will be maintained. So what are the key benefits? The turning movements can be accommodated via the center turning lanes, and we have the bicycle accommodation is included. And also this project is consistent with the Livingston Avenue complete street project. Livingston Avenue is the extension of Route 26. So now we have extended the infrastructure for the bike lanes. So from this point onwards, bicyclists can ride bicycles up to downtown New Brunswick area. Here is the second example. We're going to highlight the construction of a roundabout. So this will be constructed as part of the Route 66, Jumping Brook Road to Bone Road, Wayside Road project. This project is located in Neptune Ocean Township, Monmouth County. So here are this project is in final design, and construction is anticipated next year. I'm going to go over some key improvements. We have incorporated several safety improvements as part of the projects. I'm going to go some key improvements here. The Route 66 section from Jumping Brook Road to Wayside Road will be widened from a 2-lane section to 4-lane section to accommodate the operations. And there's a roundabout will be constructed at the east end of the project. As you can see, there are 5 approaches to that intersection. There are 3 signalized intersections clustered together. So the project team came up with the roundabout design for that location. So here is the proposed condition. So we're going to have a 2-lane roundabout with 5 roadway approaches. As you all know, the key benefits of a roundabout includes it reduces the conflict points, it reduces crashes, and also it improves the traffic operation. Example 3. This is to highlight the substandard weaving section elimination on Route 440 in the vicinity of Woodbridge Avenue. This project is a Route 440, Route 95 to Creel Street pavement reconstruction project. This project is located in Edison, Woodbridge, Port Amboy City area, Middlesex County. So this weaving section, as you can see, is very short. It's about 200 feet between the on-ramp and the off-ramp. So that creating traffic turbulence and resulting in crashes. So as part of the project, that weaving section will be eliminated by eliminating that loop ramp. And that move will be accommodated by this new connection, this roadway. So this off-ramp move will be accommodated via this intersection, and so the vehicles have to come here and make a left turn. So what are the key benefits here? It improves safety, and also it improves operation in the vicinity of the area. Example 4, mid-block crosswalk improvements. The purpose of the project is to improve safety at the existing 37 mid-block crosswalk locations in Central Region. This project is at the tail end of the limited scope CD. So at these locations, what we are looking at installation of RRFBs, hybrid signals, traffic signals, and improved signing and striping. So this example, when we were doing the project meetings with the locals, the site 16, I'll go back. The site 13 is located in the vicinity of Greenwood Elementary School. So when we doing the public outreach, the Greenwood Elementary School wanted us to accelerate the improvements to the existing mid-block crosswalk. So we advanced the delivery of the project through a maintenance work order. So I'm going to show before and after conditions. So what you see is what is there now, and here it is what is proposed. So here you see the increased, we have additional signs. We have the flashing beacons here, rectangular rapid flashing beacons, and also here. As you see, we have added signage, and also we prohibited parking in the vicinity, so the approaching vehicles would know the pedestrians are on the crosswalk. So the issue is the stop compliance, vehicle stop compliance, and so with this, the anticipated here are the anticipated key benefits. It improves pedestrian safety, and also it improves the vehicle stop compliance. This is my last example. Example 5. So this is the systemic backplate pilot program central. So this will be implemented on Route 27 in North Brunswick and South Brunswick townships, Middlesex County. The key safety improvement that we are proposing is to install traffic signal backplates with retroreflective border. So what are the key benefits? That proposed backplates should improve the traffic signal visibility. I'm done, and to conclude my presentation, I'd like to thank the project team that worked with me, including designers, DOT SMEs, and external stakeholders.
Excellent examples. Thank you, Vijay, very much. Outstanding. Very good job. Our last panelist is Mr. Hiran Kumar Patel, who is a principal electrical engineer in mobility engineering and started with the department just over 5 years ago. He is a graduate of Rutgers University with a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. He has worked on various projects focused on deployment of intelligent transportation systems devices statewide. He was also involved in mobility engineering, wrong-way driving, and connected vehicle initiatives. He has a passion for the various communication systems used for the ITS devices, along with future technologies. Please give a warm welcome to Hiran Kumar Patel. Got 2 minutes.
No problem.
You're fine.
With only a minute.
No, you're
All right. Good morning, everyone. It's an honor for me to sit here and present with such honor mentors from DOT. As you heard, I work for Transportation Mobility. There's a group named Mobility Engineering within the group. We are also known as ITS Group. And to improve safety on DOT roadways, we install, upgrade, and maintain various ITS devices. These devices include, the first one is the DMS, known as Dynamic Message Sign. This sign improves safety by providing warning message related to congestion, crashes, incidents, construction, road closure, speed restriction, and weather condition, etc. The other one on the list is the lane use control sign. This one is the the latest one we install on Route 1 hard solder. If you have driven on Route 1, you have seen this sign. This sign provides clear indications to motorists whether the solder is open or closed. At the same time, it helps us, our traffic operation, to manage this whole solder dynamically as well. The third one is the camera surveillance system. It is a very helpful tool for our traffic operations to manage, or actually to view the traffic congestion in real time. And with the use of this camera, they can display safety message on DMS, and when needed, they can dispatch unit if there's an incident on the roadways. And lastly, a truck rollover warning system. If the system warns a truck, if the truck is entering on ramp at higher speed than they're supposed to, and they are at the risk of rolling over. So other than that, our traditional ITS devices, we are currently working on implementing wrong way driving detector system. So why wrong way driving system? FSW estimates that on average 360 people are killed each year due to wrong way driving crashes. They don't really happen that often, but severity is quite higher. In New Jersey, on average, there are 107 wrong way driving crashes occur each year. So what we're doing here is we are deploying a technology-based solution which not only detect the driver, but it also alert the driver at the same time. It also alert the TMC, so we'll know what's going on the ramps. I'll talk more in detail how this system works. With the wrong way driver, there's always a concern, how do we protect or alert this driver? So what we're doing is we are working with Cisco, which will help us to display a real-time message on DMS, which can alert those drivers for potential wrong way driver coming towards them. Each wrong way driving site has a connected vehicle equipment named roadside unit. What it does is when the wrong way driving incident occurs, the roadside unit will send out the traveler information message. So vehicle equipped with the OBU will receive the message in their vehicle alerting them for potential wrong way driver coming towards them. So these are the system components. On the top, we are using a thermal detection camera, which detects for any wrong way driving movement. One at the bottom, these are the Axis high def camera, which helps us to record any wrong way driving incidents if there is any. One at the bottom is the LED illuminators, which turns on when the wrong way driver is detected. It is a very helpful tool at the nighttime. It helps the camera to record the event as well. And lastly, the legend with sign, which starts blinking when the wrong way driver is detected. There are 3 zones of the system. The first one is the alert zone. So as soon as the driver is in the alert zone, all these 4 signs will start blinking, alerting driver that he's going the wrong way. The second one is the correction zone. This zone gives a driver an opportunity to self-correct himself and go back to the correct movement of the traffic. And lastly, if the driver keeps going through the confirmation zone, system will send the message to TMC via text or email and all of the stakeholders that we listed. Currently, we are working on the statewide wrong way driving CONOPS, which will help us to tackle if there's any wrong way driving system event. These are our initial deployment for wrong way driving sites. In total, we deploy 11 wrong way driving sites. 5 of them are on Route 1, and 6 of them are on 295. NJDOT Smart Right Now, we applied for a US DOT Smart grant for implementing smart sensor for mitigating a wrong way driving events in New Jersey. We won for a stage 1. Currently, we are working on stage 1, phase 1. We are working very closely with Chivan and Dan for developing a toolkit which will help us to screen for potential wrong way driving site. We'll be meeting various vendors to implement 2 sites for now. And for validation and verification purpose, we'll be working with Dr. Jalkar and his team from Rowan University as well. There's a stage 2 of this grant. We will be applying for the stage 2, which is a larger part for this grant, which will help us to deploy more and more sites within New Jersey. So other than wrong way driving, we are currently working on our initiatives for connected vehicle. We started learning about this technology back in 2020. Thank you to TCNJ and Dr. Brennan, I think he's not here right now, for providing us the facility where we were able to test and learn about this technology, and slowly and gradually we started implementing this technology on our construction projects. So I think everyone knows what connected vehicle technology is, but real quick, there are two main components. One is the roadside unit, which is usually installed on the roadways. The other one is the onboard unit, OBU. It's usually installed in your vehicle. This components, this device is transmit and receives message 10 times per second. And with the use of this communication between these two devices, we can run various safety and mobility applications such as red light violation warning, reduced speed work zone warning, spot weather information warning, pedestrian safety warning. We can even do V2V applications such as forward collision warning and blind spot warning. These are the recent construction project where we install a roadside unit. In total, we install 150 RSUs, physical RSUs. There are 191 in design, which will be installed in near future. Currently, we are just focusing on transmitting SPAT, MAP, and TIM, and receiving BSM from the roadways. And lastly, just the field installation pictures from our recent construction project. The RSU right here is the RSU installed on traffic signal pole. This is the RSU installed on our camera signal pole. These red placement you see, these are the location of the physical RSU we installed so far in New Jersey. We are currently working with Verizon and Cisco for learning about the virtual RSU. So what virtual RSU is we don't need this physical RSU in the field. All the roadside informations are sent to Verizon Cloud, and those informations are converted back and sent it back to the roadways. Dr. Jean is currently from Rutgers is currently working actively with our Cisco partner, and Dr. Benesla and his team. We are looking forward to learn from you what NJIT is doing for virtual RSU as well. That's what I have. I'm done. Thank you for your time.
I find the ITS is fascinating, and I'll tell you, it's all about communication, and what they're doing is just unbelievable. All right. Thank you, Hiran Kumar. I'm now going to ask the panel group a series, maybe a few, of transportation safety questions. Question number one, how does NJDOT engage with the community and gather feedback on safety concerns and suggestions for improvement? To start us off, it'll be Section Chief Kazmi.
Okay, can you guys hear me? All right, good. I must say, Division of Traffic Engineering is one of the divisions in NJDOT who interacts with locals, police departments, citizens, and internally in DOT practically on daily basis. You can imagine we have almost, as Dr. Curry mentioned, we have 6.7 licensed driver in New Jersey, about 2.6 million registered vehicle. That does not include trucks, bypass traffic, and motorcycles. And just in comparison, New Jersey is 6 times smaller than New York State with only 400,000 less cars. So you can imagine how challenging our job as transportation engineers, but in the same token, it's equally rewarding. I know today's theme is commitment to safety. Department of Transportation 4 years ago took initiative, we call it commitment to communities, and with one of our finest Office of Community Relation office that paved the path, a seamless path, I would say, for the community to reach out to us and for us to reach out to the community. and only Division of Traffic Engineering delivered small and medium size, I will say, 2,000 projects in 3.5 years. So I will say the communication with the community is the key, and that's the direction we are taking as an agency.
Okay, thank you. Okay, in the interest of time, we're going to move on to the next question, which is, can you explain NJDOT's approach to ensuring the safety of road construction and maintenance workers as well as the traveling public during construction projects? Mr. McCoy, would you like to start us in brief?
I got it.
Thank you. Well, the NJDOT's approach for not only our maintenance workers, but our road construction projects are a commitment with our partners as the contractors and our maintenance workers. We need to have the right safety, equipment, notifications, and we need to go out there at the right time and a smart game plan. One of the things we do with our maintenance workers is they take a pretty extensive training course when they first start, and safety is one of the biggest things that they stress for that. Everybody, including the motoring public and the workers, should be able to go home at night and make it a safe environment for them to work on. And not only that, I know we do we highlight the safe work zone for the week. So that's what we do. So we just got to make sure we have the right safety equipment, setups, and be smart about when we're going out to do the work.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on. Back to ITS. In what ways is NJDOT leveraging technology and innovation to not only analyze, but to respond to and enhance safety on state roads and highways? Mr. Patel, if you could just expand a little bit more.
Yeah, I think, David, I think whatever I cover, I think pretty much says, it's all the devices that we use. It's not just collect the data, but, we interact with the motorists in terms of signs that we install, TMS, lock signs, even with the wrong driving. It does not detect the vehicle, it alerts them. It also alerts TMC as well. In terms of kind of the vehicle technology, we will have lots of data, and that data will not only be collected just to analyze, but if there is an event such as like airbag deployment, we will know it and we can respond to that as well. There's a lot of things we can do, near miss analysis, and we will know such intersection. There's a lot of misanalysis, and then we can address that when needed.
Outstanding. Thank you very much. And finally, our last question. With new innovative technologies and data science applications on the horizon, what is your vision for NJDOT in reducing fatalities and serious injuries on our roadways over the next 25 years? And Director Swords, if you would like to address that.
Sure. So I think that we can expect 25 years from now that autonomous vehicles will be a key, if not dominant, feature on our roadways. And connected vehicles will be, omnipresent, because that work has already begun, as Hiran noted. We're already bringing in connected vehicles, and all new vehicles, have the connected vehicle technology. So I think we will be there in 25 years. Now, just to note, 4 or 5 years ago, there was a lot of hype about autonomous vehicles, that they were going to be coming seemingly immediately, and that is not occurring. But the transition is happening a little more deliberately, but it's starting with the connected vehicles, and at the same time, there's a great deal of work going on the autonomous vehicle side to prepare. The other part, too, that we have a role within the research community is that autonomous vehicles are greatly benefit from having clear pavement markings. So there's an active research project right now that Rowan University has to evaluate the performance of pavement markings. And that kind of research can really help moving forward so that the autonomous vehicles can safely interact with the roadway system. If anybody else has more to add, feel free.
Okay, anybody else on the panelists want to? Or we can move on to at least one question from the audience. Someone have we have a cadre of experts out here. Anybody want to ask a question in brief? All right. He kicked us off last time. He's going to kick us off again. Good job.
I have a question. I have a question for project management. Our bridge structures, most of the decks are in bad shape in New Jersey. How fast through the duration of your, from PE to construction, does it take to do a deck replacement or a superstructure replacement?
Okay, you're touching the delivery process, concept development, PEFD, construction. So deck replacement will be a limited, probably will be a limited scope project, so we can skip the PE. So from concept development, 2 years, final design 2 years, it can go to construction in 4 years.
4 years?
It can get to construction in 4 years.
4
Right.
years. All right, thank you.
Okay. All right, in the interest of time, we're going to end at that point. I would like to thank the very qualified Department of Transportation leader. On our panel today, sharing their intimate knowledge and expertise regarding a commitment to safety. Let's get, well, we already gave them a round of applause. If you have any other further questions, for the panelists, their contact information is listed. Tell me it's there, yes. Information is listed on the screen there. Okay, thank you very much. And once again, final round of applause. Thank you.